One reason why some people have difficulty with numbers is a condition called dyscalculia. It's rather like a dyslexia for numbers, just in the way that dyslexia is sometimes called word blindness. Dyscalculia is sometimes called number blindness. Now, you don't literally not see the numbers, but you see them but don't understand them. Now, if you're or your child are dyscalculic, you're not alone. Something like 6% of the population is affected by this condition. That means 1 or 2 children in every classroom. Now, like dyslexia, dyscalculia is a condition that you're born with and that you have to live with. Now, this doesn't mean that there's nothing you can do about it. Dyslexics can be good readers if they're properly trained, and as we'll see, dyscalculics can get much better at numbers if they have the right kinds of educational experiences. This articulate 10-year-old is having problems finding what you need to add to 49 to get to 100. She has a problem with the concepts of the size of numbers.
So how much do you need if you're on 49?
61.
Well, hang on, let's build it. So we're on 49, we want to get to 50. So what are you going to do to get to 50?
We only know tens. So the tens we're not going to check. Oh, it's 51.
It is.
Well, we've always known in the field of specific learning difficulties that early intervention is extremely important, because many children and parents are advised to wait and see what happens. But if children get a long way behind, it takes a long time to catch up. So if maths doesn't seem to be making sense to a child, it's best to start early.
Right, I'm back in Borough Market. You've seen 8, 10, 12, even 14-year-old children who've had great difficulty, even with very simple number concepts. Concepts that 7-year-olds should be able to manage with confidence. This means that there's a very profound problem. We've also seen very good teachers dealing with that problem. They've been using concrete materials in order to strengthen these basic number concepts. We've used them using blocks of 5 objects in order to strengthen the concept of 5ness, putting those blocks together to create the concept of 10ness. And by doing this, you create confidence in the children. And I think that's really very important. Parents can do what these good teachers can do. That is, they can try and strengthen these basic number concepts. On the website there are links to materials that will help you with your children strengthening their number concepts. I'm now going to talk to Paul Moorcraft, prolific writer, defence correspondent, university teacher, who's also, as an adult, severely dyscalculic, as we discovered in our tests.
I was completely useless at maths. I just couldn't do it, and my teachers couldn't understand how I was very good at all the other subjects but couldn't do maths, and they thought I was deliberately stupid or lazy or something similar. There have been so many problems which you can't admit. I couldn't admit, as I was fairly successful, that I couldn't count. So I kept it hidden till I was, 55, and then I came out, as it were, because of you, Brian. And it took me such a long time to understand and deal with this issue. I know it's real. I have had dyscalculia my whole life. It's not some American fad. I know, because there are so many aspects of my life, even counting with my fingers under a table at a board meeting when you're raising millions of pounds. I've done that. I know what a real impediment it is, and that's why I think it's so important to recognize what it is and what you can do to cope with it. And that's why it's so important, I think, your work is that you're saying, look, these children are not stupid. They have a specific problem which they can be identified, and there are coping mechanisms. There's no cure, but there are coping mechanisms, and I'm, I think, a living embodiment of that. There's many things I've done, but I'm still, by the way, I'm still a lousy businessman. I do lots of things and I achieve a lot. I don't make much money.